Hello everyone, this is a little update videos on different topics. First, on this day, 17th of January 2022, I was glad to learn from Dr. Michael Salah that his contact in the US Army, JP, could verify what Thorhan has told me, and I has this intel recently on the 4th of January about the arcs. The arcs that are reactivating with the arrival of the intergalactic confederation in this star system. You need to know that these arcs, what are they? They are time capsules, okay? They contain records of civilizations that had left a very long time ago because of wars, notably wars with the Anunnaki and wars with different other factions as well. The important is to know that these colonies were colonies from the Intergalactic Confederation, and they left and they kept buried in different places in the star system and on Earth data, technology, knowledge, spiritual teachings, wisdom that has been encompassed and embedded in these arcs. What is an arc? An arc is a vessel that contains all the little witness of a culture, all the little records in every details, well, the necessary ones, that with these details we are able to rebuild the culture. This works like this in archaeology. That was my work in Egypt when I needed to collect all the data possible from an object that had traveled time, that we are able to recreate this object with the most data possible. Well, this is the same thing with these arcs. They are time capsules, same as when in archaeology we find objects from ancient past. So Thorhan on the 4th of January told me that there were different arcs on Earth, and one was in the Atlantic Ocean, under the Atlantic Ocean, and it was the biggest. And today, Dr. Michael Salah confirmed this by the testimony of his source, JP, who went on a mission in this arc under the Atlantic Ocean, the Bermuda Triangle, the remains of Atlantis, an ancient Altian colony from the Intergalactic Confederation. Atlantis was a compound of different colonies. You need to keep this in mind, not only from other galaxies, but also colonies from our galaxy Nataru, notably Alpha Centauri people and Lyran people. So when I say Lyran, it's not the feline-looking beings. Lyra is a compound of so many different humanoid species. What I was also impressed to hear is that JP recounts the sighting of phosphorescent plants in these arcs. He describes it as algae. Algae are naturally phosphorescent, but it was interesting that it was in these arcs linked with the mechanism of it. It was part of it, and they got disinfected as they came back from the mission, not for this extraterrestrial vegetation to be contaminating Earth. This reminded me strongly the visit I did when I was invited on Thorhan's space station back in October 2021, when he showed me a room where plants were phosphorescent, glowing in the dark, and these plants were given by the Intergalactic Confederation, the same culture who built these arcs. These plants were meant to be given to Earth at the right time as a gift. They carry many blessings, which will be explained to our scientists here. What was also interesting is that, yes, these arcs are ships of a very particular technology. They are made with crystal technology. They are embedded with life. They are alive. They have a consciousness. And it's not the first time that we hear about ships' consciousness, like pets, you know. There are many testimonies verifying that. Ships have their own consciousness, and they awakened at the arrival of the Intergalactic Confederation. Why? Because of a DNA consciousness resonance. These type of ships can be piloted only by those who have the same DNA as these ships. It's like a security key. If you don't have the right DNA, you can't pilot them, you can't activate them, you can't work the commands. This would explain why JP would have been able to make the ship react and being invited in all these missions, such as on Ganymede, where the Intergalactic Confederation has also an outpost, and they are there. This is very interesting. Also, the crystalline structure, I could notice it as well. When I visited one mothership of the Intergalactic Confederation, I was surprised at first that all the walls were made with crystal clusters. That surprised me. That was the first time I was seeing an architecture made with crystals. Not built, melted walls, crystalline matter, like smooth. No, actual crystal clusters and points and crystallized. That was quite interesting. And JP really confirms it with this arc on the moon being made with moldavite. And he also speaks about this crystalline matter. Why? Because crystal can embed consciousness. This is how these ships are alive. A consciousness has been able to be embedded in the crystals, in the crystalline structure. That's how it works. I may remind you that we are also made with crystalline structure in our DNA. A whole interesting topic we could develop for further a video. The feeling also of happiness and out of time. This is exactly what I experienced in this mothership of the Intergalactic Confederation back in October 2021. Recently, Thorhan, in his intel from the 4th of January, that Michael Sala shared as well, he said that these ships, it's a technology that can be solid in different densities at the same time. This would explain the feeling of and the experience of not being really in the right time and speed of movement, because you are solid in different density at the time. And the crystal technology does that. Okay. No wonder why the Bermuda Triangle has been, such a disturbance in the force. Of course, there's a portal in there. There's so much more in there that are going to be discovered. Thorhan told me this year, 2022, sees the discovery of 2 main archaeological finds that will change all we know about our history. I'm so excited as an archaeologist myself. I so wish I could be part of this project. I am still in contact with the 9. I'm writing actually a book about it. Their wisdom is quite amazing, and since my contact with them, I gained a higher perspective on everything that's going on. And I gained in hope and such strength in this hope that where we're going is a fantastic future. Jean Roddenberry had been chosen at the time to pass on this message and to build this bridge to this amazing future, which is so empowering. And there are so many now proofs that this is happening with Artemis Accord, Jupiter agreements, everything that's happening in space. Look out for yourself. You will see that everything confirms it, that we have entered a Star Trek future. Now, in her message from September, early September, Commander Ardana, remember, go and see this video I made at the time. She told me that despite the fact that all the benevolent aliens had cleansed the Earth and the star system from the regressive Greys and reptilians, still humans needed to do their job. It's our victory. Now it's in our hands to deal with our human problems. Okay, it's in our hands to stand up against this tyranny that lingers. And regarding to lingering tyranny, there is something that I really want to tell you about and insist. Before leaving this earth, because they knew at one stage that they would lose, the enemy, who also has time devices, decided to leave, letting behind a trail of destruction as much as they could. This is why a few years ago they started implanting, with the help of some agencies and dark factions, they start implanting psychological operations to infiltrate all the New Age movements, to take the power away from people and to confuse. It was a time clock, time scheduled to just blow up now. When they would lose, they would try to create the most confusion as possible and try to get back in by consent, by tricking us again. Don't be fooled this time, people. There is a big psyop. I have been made aware recently about gray hybrids allegedly coming from the future. This is a lie. Humans and grays are two different species. They can be hybridized, but this is not the future. The future of humanity is humans. The whole psyop implanted and very well wrapped that gray hybrids are coming back from the future and we need to welcome them. Oh my God, don't you see the trick? They're doing it again. They're doing it again. Don't welcome any hybrids, any grays, even if it's well wrapped up. Don't be fooled again. They try to get back in. The future of humanity, it's humans, unaltered humans. Okay? Not hybrid grays, whatever name they've been given. This was all the plan for the moment. If they lose and they kicked out, which happened, people will welcome them again. No! Don't you see the trap again? Don't welcome them back. Please. Humans are a very intelligent species. It is not because you're unaware of what's going on that you're stupid. You're just unaware, okay? Work your common sense, your discernment, okay? Be very careful. Focus on what you need to do. Stand against this tyranny, okay? This is very important. We're heading towards a beautiful future. I've seen it. And if I'm fighting that strong, it's because I've seen it. It is okay to be fooled. It takes courage to recognize you made a mistake in believing something or someone. It's okay. You learn something and you become more aware and you become stronger. We all make mistakes. Nobody is sheltered from being manipulated and fooled. I made mistakes too. Anyone can make mistakes. We just need to recognize them and bounce back before any harm can be done. That's what I did. Every time I made mistakes, I straightly recognized them with humility. I made a mistake of discernment and judgment. Well, may this teach me something, and next time I'll be more careful. Admit that you may have been wrong on some psyops or people. It's fine. It's like Ashtar. It's like everything else. The only fact is evolution and going forward. Focus. Forget the distractions of meteorites coming. Oh my God, I heard that again. After the solar flashes, frights. Now meteorites hitting Earth. I mean, The Galactic Federation, the Andromedan Council, the Council of Five, they are all here to protect. They have been protecting us. They have blown up our nuclear devices, not for us to harm ourselves. They've been protecting us from comets, meteorites, aliens since a long time. They're not going to let, they have the technology to stop any meteorites that comes into near Earth. Come on. And we have now Solar Warden and the SSP and Alliance. And I mean, you know, the good SSP. So fear tactics, they're trying in, and that's when they have lost, that they're going to try to just confuse you on so many levels. Something confuses you, don't listen to it. Go within. Don't follow anyone else but yourself, okay? Regarding the med beds, they are being put in place. The Earth Alliance is in charge, and they have the locations, and they are putting this program in place. Be patient, it's being ruled out now. Just be careful. There will always be thugs that will try to take advantage of the situation, collecting money for it or trying to take your money. Med beds will be free. Okay? It's just being put in place. So do not give your money to anyone who promises you med bed or, you know, be careful. Discernment. How do you feel about that? Listen to your gut, okay? Nobody is privileged above anyone else. I am the emissary of the Galactic Federation of Worlds. I never was allowed to benefit of a med bed upstairs. I'm 52 years old. Anything you see, I have a bit of makeup to make me look prettier because I'm a girl and I like that. Everything you see is real. It hasn't been modified. Why? Because I do not have any privileged treatment. I need glasses, reading glasses. I wear reading glasses. And people who bullied me about this, I'm sorry for you. Thoran could fix my eyes. If he doesn't do it, there's a reason. It is because I must not be privileged above anyone else. My mother died of cancer 2 years ago. She could have been saved by a med bed. Thoran knew it, I knew it, and I accepted it. No privileged treatment. I want to say that. So I hope this helps. Do not listen to distraction, to fear tactics. Focus on what you need to do. All the answers, you have them within. And believe me, what you can access from within. You are a time capsule. You are an arc. You can remember anything you've learned throughout all your incarnations, everywhere in this universe.